Hey friends, how are you? Hope you're well. As you can hear, I've got a stinking sinus infection. I'm waiting on the doctor to phone me back, so I'll do a quick review for you for this episode of A Book and a Bake. The story is Nora Roberts' The Awakening. I read this as a buddy read with Rebecca, the colourful book nester. I really enjoyed this book. I give it 5 out of 5. It just caught my attention, my imagination, and it was just brilliant. So we meet Breen Kelly, who lives a fairly ordinary life in Philadelphia. She's a teacher, doesn't particularly enjoy teaching, but she's been told by her mother from an early age that, don't try and amount to anything, you're not going to manage it. You managed to be a teacher, that's great, just, carry on. She shares a flat with one of her best friends, Marco, and one day Marco works in a pub that she goes to, and he also teaches. He works in a music shop, and he's very, very musical. One day Breen goes to her mum's house because she's looking after it while her mother's away, and something happens that she discovers that her father, who left when she was a child, that he's been sending her money from Ireland, every month, and she has quite a tidy sum. So she goes to the the sort of solicitor who is looking after the money and explains, I didn't know anything about this, and they work that she gets control of the money. When her mum comes back, she sort of has it out with her, basically, and Breen decides to use some of the money to spend time in the summer in Ireland to try and sort of maybe see if she can find her father, just to sort of get in touch with her Irish heritage, as it were. Marco goes with her for the first fortnight, and then she's on her own, basically, for a while. Something happens while that she's there that she goes into an alternative Ireland, or an alternative universe within Ireland, and discovers that she has abilities that she didn't know she had. And so this book is basically about her finding out about who she is, who her father was. She meets her grandmother that she didn't know existed. She makes friends, and she has to make a decision, because the world that she's gone into is in danger, and she has to make the decision: does she stay and help, or does she go back to her, shall we say, boring life in Philadelphia? So there is that tension as well. I really liked the characters. Her grandmother was lovely, and the people that she met in the alternative universe were really, really nice. I thought it was, the world building was really good. I really liked the way that Nora Roberts did it. So yeah, there was a cliffhanger at the end of the book, so you need to read the next one to find out what's going to happen. I have to wait till October till it comes out, but I really, really enjoyed it. And if you like Nora Roberts' writing, if you like her sort of alternative kind of universe stories, I think this is one for you. I'm going to stop here, folks. My voice is about to give out. I hope you enjoy the bake part of that's going to come next. But until my next video, stay safe and happy reading. Bye.
Hey friends, well this is the bake part of Book and a Bake. I'm making today Irish soda bread, since the book I've just reviewed for you is set in Ireland. So I have my ingredients out. I've got my oatmeal, I've got my milk, my flour, my milk, my buttermilk, my butter, my baking soda, and my salt. So I'm just going to start measuring these out. I will leave a link to the recipe I'm using down in the description bar, but I'm just going to measure all the ingredients out and I'll come back to you once that's done. Okay, I have 500 grams of flour in here. I've gone 250 grams of wholemeal and 250 grams of white, and I'm now going to put in 100 grams of porridge oat. As well as the oats, I put in 1 teaspoon of bicarbonate of soda and 1 teaspoon of salt. I'm now going to add 25 grams of butter and I will let you see what I do after that. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is rub the butter, and I'm actually going to cut it up a bit, just so that it's easier to rub in, but I'll cut it up and then come back to you. Okay, you can't really see that the butter has been cut up, so there's a little bit of butter, and all I'm going to do is just rub the butter between my fingers and just really rub it well into the flour mixture. So you can just see I'm just doing that, but I'm going to use both hands. But once it's kind of, I don't have a way of putting my phone camera up so that I can let you see, but that's just, you just pick it up and you just rub very lightly between your fingers. But I'm going to, as I say, use both hands. Okay, the butter's all cut into it now, and what I'm going to do, or rubbed into it, what I'm going to do is make a well in the middle, and I'm supposed to have 500 mils of buttermilk. I only 300, but what I've done is I've added 200 mils of water. So I'm just going to pour this in, and then I basically bring this together, but you use a knife. So basically you just stir this all together until you form a dough. Now I'm going to put the camera down, because if I don't, this is going to go all over the kitchen, and that's not what I want. Okay, as you can see, I've put that all in, but it's not nearly kind of put together enough, so I'm just going to add water until I get the consistency I want. So I'm going to add some water, stir it together, and just keep doing that until I get the consistency that I need. As you can see, it's come together, and I have floured my work surface, because I'm going to put this onto the work surface, and then I'm going to form it into just a round. But you don't want to use or knead the dough too much, because it won't work that way. You just use very, very lightly. If I can, what I'll do is I'll try and flip this round so you can see what I'm going to do. Okay, so I'm putting that's the dough going onto the flour now, and all I'm planning to do is just knead it into a round like so. As I say, very quickly, very easy. You do not want to work this dough a lot. That's what it says in the thing. So it says, hold on. So 8 inches in diameter. I have no idea what 8 inches in diameter looks like, so I'm just going to do a rough try and sort of see if I can sort of pat it out a wee bit. But there we go, I think that's going to be enough, and then I'm just going to lift it onto my baking sheet. So there you go, that's it, and it's gone onto the baking sheet, and I'll come back and show you what I'm going to do next. So that's it on the baking sheet. I haven't floured mine, I'm just using one of these great silicone mats. Now what I have to do next is score a deep cross on the top. So here we go, I'm just using an ordinary flat bladed knife. So score a deep cross across the top. Supposedly this is, according to Irish tradition, this lets the fairies out. So we don't want any burnt fairies or anything. So there we go, there's the nice deep cross in the middle of my loaf. Just make sure it's definitely deep enough, because we don't want any fairies caught in here. And then that's it, ready for the oven. So I cook it for 30 to 35 minutes. And once that's done, I'll let you see what it looks like. As you can see, my bowl is a bit grubby, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a hack that my mum taught me, and she was taught by her grandfather, who was a baker to trade. So what you do is the flour that you've left on your board or on the work surface, you put that into the bowl, and you just run the flour around the bowl, and it will clean it. I'll show you what it looks like when I'm finished. I had to add some more flour, but there you go, that's the bowl clean. I just need to wash it now, but I don't have any gunk or anything that's going to get in the sink. So if you're making scones, you know, or biscuits as you call them in America, you know, or bread, if you got like a dirty bowl, just put some dry flour into it, rub it around, and you'll end up with that, and it'll make your washing up an awful lot easier. Okay, that's the soda bread. I took it. It's been out of the oven for a while, but that's what it smells wonderful, by the way. But that's what it looks like. Once I cut it, I will video that just to let you see what it's like. But that's my soda bread. Okay, I've cut the soda bread, and this is what it looks like, and it smells so tasty. So we're going to have some of this. Oh, looking forward to it. What do you think of soda bread, Dad?
First class.
Good, good. Mum, do you like it? Cool. So yeah, so as I say, I will leave the link for the recipe I used down below.